Welcome back to the session. How are you all children? I am happy to receive most of your speeches. I hope whatever is being taught to you, you have fully understood. The lesson. Now the remaining lesson we will be completing in this video. So we have stopped at when the bird, the seagull, jumped at its mother, and mother pretended not to give the fish to this bird. Okay, these are the two things what was happening, and the bird was very hungry, and immediately it has forgotten the situation. It has forgotten that it has been suffering from that fear of jumping and opening its wings. And what did the bird do? It just jumped towards its mother. Then what happened? We have seen in that big paragraph. Then a monstrous terror seized him and his heart stood still. He could hear nothing. So a sort of fear which made him shiver. Okay, he must have seen death in front of his eyes. To that extent, his fear was there in his mind. But then, what happened? It lasted only for a minute. Then immediately, he realized that his feathers are stronger than what he thought. Now let's see what has happened after that. Then he completely forgot that he had not always been able to fly, and he commended himself to dive and soar and curve and shrieking shrilly. He was near the sea now, flying straight over it, facing straight out over the ocean. He saw a vast green sea beneath him, with little ridges moving over it, and he turned his beak sideways and cawed amusedly. His cawed is nothing but calling its mother, or out of happiness he is excited and he is calling all his family members and his friends to see that he has succeeded in flying. So let us just see over the paragraph what has happened in this para. What happened to him? He just dived. You can see in the first picture, in the second picture here, almost he is falling. But then in the second picture, you will see in this picture, he succeeded. He has managed to fly over the sea. And here the author has given, he saw a vast green sea beneath him. What is this vast green sea? The water reflected the greenery. The green sea is, the color of the sea is seen as a green color. And he is now able to fly over this sea. So, what is the main single point that we have to highlight for the success of his flight? Yeah, this completely he has forgotten that he had not always been able to fly. So this is what should happen to us when we are looking forward for success. Then you concentrate on, focus on your success, aim at your success, and you just proceed with that. If you look back, if you try to recall what has happened or how it was, then the bird, just like the bird, we may not also be able to fly, to succeed. Okay? Yes. Now I have got bolden few words, children. I have already told you in the previous session, but whichever the words I have bolded, you have to take those words and then you find the meaning for yourself. Okay? And then you will have to write them in your note. Next para, His parents and his brothers and sister had landed on this green flooring ahead of him. This green floor is nothing but the vast spread of the sea. They were beckoning to him, calling shrilly. He dropped his legs to stand on the green sea. His legs sank into it. He screamed with fright and attempted to rise again, flapping his wings. But he was tired and weak with hunger, and he could not rise. He is exhausted. So now you can see the result. Parents, brothers, sister noticed that their brother, their son, started flying over the ocean. And the excitement of this family you can imagine. Yes, if you have witnessed a small child, parents of a small child, when the child started at every step, like the child started sitting, crawling, standing and walking, each parent eagerly waits for the child to walk successfully, okay, to be successful in its all stages. And the happiness is marvelous, amazing. It cannot be expressed. Why? Because you feel proud, you feel you have succeeded. Okay, when the child is able to walk, able to stand on its own feet, the parents feel that is their achievement. They have succeeded. Even in our lifetime, when you score good marks, maybe in the subject which you were actually lagging, and then that is the success the parents feel, and that happiness which you give will be the biggest gift for your parents. Here I have given dizzy, meaning for dizzy, the uncomfortable feeling of spinning round and losing one's balance. See what happened to this bird. It has forgotten the surroundings. It has forgotten that it cannot jump. It was delaying to jump. Okay. And then all of a sudden, because of hunger, looking at the fish that is there with mother, he wanted to grab that fish, and he is diving. Okay. So that was the situation. Therefore, they have given us this word dizzy. So what happened to him? Even though he has forgotten the wings, for the wings it is a first dive. So he was unable to balance all of a sudden, and he spinning around, losing his balance, and then slowly he flies, and then he is a successful person in the flight. By the stage exercise, where did we start here? He could not rise, exhausted. By the strange exercise. What was the strange? Diving, jumping, moving, okay, and then the feeling of fear again comes back a little while, and then he is now completely lost fear, free from fear, and he is at the gesture of jumping and making the family happy. His feet sank into the green sea. That was the only fear he had. Suppose I am unable to fly, what will happen? I will fall into the sea and then I will get drowned. Now what is happening? Exactly the same. He is slowly sinking inside. But then what happened? Let us see. His feet sank into the green sea, and then his belly touched it and he sank no farther. Till the belly touched the water, the bird sank into it, and then the belly and the feathers are able to manage, able to balance on the water. He was floating on it, and around him his family was screaming, praising him, and their beaks were offering him scraps of dogfish. Now everyone is eagerly coming, rushing, because they know he is hungry now. And he is able to dive, but at the moment he will not be able to catch a fish for himself. So the family is there to support him with the food that he requires. I have already told you, he was feeling giddy, he was feeling weak, and he was also feeling very tired and exhausted because of the strange exercise. Now who is there to help him? Parents are there to help him out. His brothers, his siblings, sister also. What are they bringing? The bits of the dogfish. So that he gets sufficient energy, he gets sufficient stamina to stand, and then he can continue for his flight. And he had made his first flight. So what actually happened? Parents taunted him. And what are the parents? The same parents who taunted, what are they doing at his success? They are praising him. And brothers and sisters never bothered about his presence. Once the brother is able to stand on his own, overcome his fear, the entire family is by his side, helping him out with the food. So, who had to take the struggle of winning, of overcoming? People are there in and around us to help us, to support us, but then ultimately it is you, it is I, it is an individual who got to take, who had to decide to overcome this fear. And that is the only reason how the seagull overcame its fear and he is able to fly. Okay, we have an happy ending. That's it. Now as for your exercise, the activity, this is the second activity you have. First activity I have told you, you might in your lifetime had a sort of fear which you have overcome already. So that I have asked you to record it and then send it to me. Most of the girls have sent me, and few one or two students I could not reply for them because they were late to send. But then today I will make it a point to send you back feedback. But then I have received only 2 or 3 voice recording, and I would like all the boys to record your speech and then you send it to me. I am not specifying with anything. I don't mind your rules and regulations. I don't mind how lengthy your speech is. I have said maybe a 1 minute speech, a minute speech. That is okay for me. Okay, children? Then second activity. For those who have done first activity, we'll come back to second activity. For those who have not done the first activity, you will do it and post it in your group. If you are so scared of your friends, then you can post it to my personal number. No issues. So the next activity is find the meanings for the difficult words. I have underlined, I have boldened your, I have highlighted your difficult words, some of the words. Then use them in your sentences. You will have to write down the difficult words, find the meaning for it, and then the same words you should be using them in your own sentences. That means you will have to construct your sentence using the difficult words from your lesson. How many words you will have to take? 10 words. Make sentences for 5 words. Where should you write? You should write in your classwork. And then tomorrow in the next session, maybe few minutes of session, we will have how to go about with your classwork, and then how many exercises you will be having. I will do it in the WhatsApp. Okay, children? Thank you so much. Have a nice day.